What's up everyone, In the Heights just released in theaters and on HBO Max, so let's review it. Real quick, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of In the Heights. And this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't seen the movie, you're free to watch this video. Anyways, let's get into it. So this movie is a musical directed by Jon Chu, and it takes place in Washington Heights in New York City, and it follows a number of characters, a number of different plot lines throughout the movie. Mainly it follows Navi, who is a store owner, I believe, and he's essentially moving to the Dominican Republic, and really this follows his last few days in the Heights. So that's essentially an oversimplified version of the plot. So overall, I actually had a pretty good time with this movie. First off, I'm not a big fan of musicals, and like in general, I don't gravitate towards these type of movies. This movie combines musicals with rom-com stuff, and those are really two of my least watched genres of film. So going into this movie, I wasn't super excited for it, but I had heard great things about it. So I was anticipating watching it, and I was definitely planning on seeing it. But just keep in mind, I'm not the biggest fan of these type of movies. I'm not like super negative, oh I hate this movie, because it's not my style. But as with every single movie, I do go into it with an open mind. So first off, I think the plot of this movie is really strong. Like I said, there's a handful of plots in this movie following different characters, and it really does a good job at capturing each story, I think. The plots themselves are really simple and really easy to follow. They're not really in depth. They're not in depth in a good way, I think, where you don't really have to pay much attention to what's going on. You don't really have to think too much about what's going on. And I think that's definitely intentional, as you're more focused on the music and really the production of the movie and the acting. You're less focused on understanding the plot. And I think that really goes for this movie here, and I think that really helps it, because it just makes it so easy to watch, and you're just able to enjoy the enjoyable parts of the movie, like the music and the dancing, and that's I completely believe that was the intention. And the plots overall are pretty good. There's a lot of emotion to them. There's a lot of heartfelt moments within the movie, and overall they just work on that level. And along with that, I pretty much like all the characters in the movie. The acting is really solid, and pretty much for most of these actors who I hadn't seen in many other movies. So it's really cool to see a lot of different actors that you don't normally see, and putting up really good performances. The music's good. I'm not gonna grade the music or the dancing. I'm not I'm by far from an expert on that kind of stuff, but I did enjoy it. It didn't bug me or anything like it could in different musicals. So I really did enjoy that part, and overall the characters are really strong, and once again they help support the plot. And kind of along with that, the production of this movie is really good. It just feels really big, and it looks really nice. The lighting is really cool. Most of the lighting is brighter and a really positive type lighting, and really the whole set looks really nice. They use I think the actual city streets, and it feels really nice. And this whole movie just visually I thought was pretty pleasing to watch. And there's a lot of just good kind of editing scenes where they edit different CGI elements in there and really make the movie look nice, and I really enjoyed that about it. And overall it was just a pleasure to view this movie, especially in a movie theater, where it magnifies how good the movie looks, especially with once again this huge set of all these people on the set. It looked really good, and that was really one of the most enjoyable parts of this movie, regardless if you're into musicals or not. It just looks like a really good movie. Possibly my favorite part about this movie is just how fun and relaxing it is. It's just such an easy movie to watch, and it's really, for the most part, I thought it was pretty entertaining. And this movie just breathes positivity and just energy, and it's just really a energetic experience to watch. And it's just like I said, it's very much a positive movie, and it's the kind of movie that will put you in a good mood, as these kind of movies should. There's not much negative in the movie, and the negative stuff is kind of complemented by heartfelt moments. So overall, it's just a very positive experience to watch, especially if you're looking for movies like that. That will definitely work in that regard. So that was a really nice aspect of this movie, and probably my favorite aspect of the movie. And overall, this movie was just a ton of fun to watch. For the most part, I will get into the length in a little bit, but for the most part, I had a pretty good time watching it, and it was really fun to watch it with an audience. So now what is going to be my only complaint from the movie, and that's going to be the length. This movie clocks in at just under 2.5 hours, and for me, the movie just felt too long. It dragged a little, I thought, towards the end, and overall, for a movie like this, where it's a musical, I just thought it was way too long. I really was exhausted by the end of it, just because of, once again, how much energy is in this movie, and really this movie bleeds energy. And for me, the content of the movie just did not justify the length of the movie. So that was definitely disappointing. While it's not like the biggest issue in the movie, it's not like Army of the Dead where the movie was just way too long. You could have cut off like maybe even an hour of it. It definitely did hinder my experience. And once again, like I said, I was just tired by the end of the movie. I was exhausted, not of the characters, but just of the style of the movie. I think those two don't really blend. Once again, that's not going to be the experience for everyone, because not everyone's going to get tired out by all the like loud music and energy this movie has. That was just my experience, so I don't think that should hinder your experience, or you should know if it will, once again, if you're not a huge fan of these style of movies. So while it is a little long, I did have a really good time watching this movie. It's an absolute blast that is bleeding with flavor and energy, and it just really screams positivity, and there's just a lot of positive messages in here with really good acting and really good characters, and the plots are really solid. There's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of heartfelt moments, and really, if you're a fan of these kind of movies, it really has everything for you. And if you're not, I think there is enough here to warrant you watching it. I definitely recommend you check this movie out. I certainly had a good enough time in theaters, and it was really nice to be able to see this movie in theaters with an actual audience. That was really fun, and it was really the first movie before everything got shut down that I actually have been able to see with an audience. When I saw Quiet Place, there was like maybe 6 people there beside me and my group. So anyways, with all that said, I'm going to give In the Heights 4 to 5 stars and 86%. It's a really solid movie, and I definitely recommend you check it out. Anyways, that's going to do it for the video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of In the Heights. And if you stuck around for the end of the video, thank you so much for watching as always, and have a great day.